Let's talk about the oil markets. Iran's OPEC representative has told Bloomberg that 3 members of the cartel will veto any proposal for an oil supply increase. That's ahead of a key meeting starting this Wednesday in Vienna. Bloomberg's Annemarie Hordern is here with the latest. She'll be in Vienna, of course, as will Manners. Good morning to you, Annemarie. So can Iran really do this? Can Iran block or decide where the cartel goes here?
So they can veto this Saudi-Russia proposal. And along with Venezuela and Iraq, we could potentially see that. And we've been looking through the bylaws of OPEC to see how it would happen. So it says on the bylaws that all decisions require unanimous agreement of full members. But we could see is if this happens and the meeting gets quite nasty and there's no agreement, that Saudi Arabia then comes out, issues their own communique along with any other members that support them outside of an official OPEC deal. And what is on the table is, of course, Russia saying maybe 1.5 million barrels a day increase. Saudis are looking at any sort of scenario between 500,000 to 1 million barrels a day. And Iran completely disagrees with this, and I can never see them going on board with this.
Yes, and indeed, I mean, if Russia and Saudi are not pumping at their maximum, you know, that there seems to be something in it for them if they are able to increase production. Questionable what's in it for the others, I guess, on some quarters. What are the Iranians saying then? Because this, of course, with everything to do with OPEC, gets political.
Yes, of course, and this is after Iran has new sanctions from the United States slapped on them. They told Bloomberg over the weekend, and we could pull up this quote board, "We call upon our brothers in OPEC and Russia that we do not need to appease Trump, whose sanctions 2 OPEC founders and also Russia. We are sovereign nations driven by our own responsibilities and values. This whole world has to stand against these arrogant attitudes and will." So really what's coming down here is a lot of politics with the United States. We know that the United States has been asking the Saudis and some other OPEC nations to pump more. They're going into the midterm elections. It's peak driving season in the States. Even when I was home in New York last week, my dad was complaining when he was pumping gas, saying that prices are just too high. So the Saudi and Russia are not just asking Iran and Venezuela to go against what will benefit them economically, because they need higher prices, but they're also them to vote in accordance what would be best for the United States and President Donald Trump, who for them has just seen as an absolute threat to their country.
I hope you gave your dad the full analysis in response to his complaints. So what does the
I gave him a gas card for Father's Day.
There we go. So what are we seeing in the markets then? The fact that we're seeing markets weaker, oil markets down 1.7% on WTI this morning, is that the market saying that they expect the Saudis and their Russian friends to win out, that production will be increased?
Yes. Well, Al-Faleh recently said it's inevitable that we're going to see an increase. And when you have Saudi and Russia saying that they want to increase production, these guys rarely don't get their way. They're the reasons why we had this historic 2016 deal, which, by the way, helped shale producers. So it's very interesting now how the United States was benefited, and now they're pushing for them to actually pump more to lower prices. But there's a bit of contrarian right now happening in the Brent net long positions. And you can see here in this chart, Brent net long positions increased by 4% as of last Tuesday. John Kilduff, a partner at Again Capital, saying traders are uncertain about how much production increases will be. And he's also saying it's hard to trust these members. You had Saudi speaking at one point of $80 to $100 a barrel of oil. Can they actually trust that they're going to be pumping more? So is this optimism in the options market actually warranted? So a bit of a contrarian chart as we head into this OPEC meeting.